All right, we've got Tre'Von Spillers and Donovan Gregory up here at the podium. We'll go ahead and fire away with questions. We just ask that you state your name and affiliation, and raise your hand first, and then we'll go ahead and fire away.
David Katzenmeyer, WASU. Well, tonight might not have been the outcome y'all were looking for. After a really good start to the season, what does it mean for y'all to be able to travel to Hickory and see this place completely sold out, full of App State fans?
Oh man, yeah, it just felt like a home game for us. We had a lot of fans here. It's a great environment, so it was fun to, play in front of that many people at a neutral site.
Yeah, same. Felt like a home game pretty much. Fans came out. You got to do better, that's all.
Donovan, basically a home game for you in Hickory, about an hour away from your hometown, and you have a 18-point night. Just talk about what it means to perform like that in front of all your people.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to, have the points, but I would be more satisfied with a win. So as a team, we got stuff we can work on and stuff we can fix, and we're going to fix it. And, we just got to use this game as a lesson and just allow it to let us grow as a team moving forward.
Tre'Von, another night, another double-double for you. Just talk about your play recently and how you hope that can build on to as we head into conference play.
Just doing what I need to do to help my team win, doing all the little things right. Rather just grabbing rebounds, diving for loose balls, doesn't really matter. Just trying to help my team do what we can do.
And for both of you, despite the loss tonight, an 8-game winning streak is nothing to scoff at in non-conference play. Just winning 8 of your last 9 as play heads into Sun Belt Conference play, how confident do you feel as we kick off the conference year?
Yeah, I mean, the confidence doesn't change. Like I said, we can learn from this game. At the end of the day, we got to stay together, and we can't forget what got us to the 8-game win streak. So we just need to go back, work on our habits, and we'll be just fine.
Pretty much the same thing you just said, really. Just take our time, go over this break, just self-reflect on what we did wrong, and just be ready to come back harder, come back from Christmas break.
Any other questions for Donovan and Tre'Von? All right, thank you, guys. All right, up next we have head coach Dustin Kerns up at the podium. We'll let him start with an opening statement, and then we'll move into questions.
Yeah, I thought that our crowd and App Nation were outstanding. Awesome job, our administration, with this game. I think we picked a bad night to play bad, and we've played so well for so long. This is our first loss in over a month. But UNC Asheville, credit them, they came out. They were incredible from 3. I was just told no one's made that many threes since Steph Curry. Just dug ourselves a hole. But awesome environment, awesome game, awesome being here in Hickory, promoting our Hickory campus. But apologize we didn't play better.
Moving to questions now, just ask you to say your name and affiliation and fire away.
Coach Zach Smith, High Country Sports. So early on when Xavier went down, is there any sort of idea of what that might be?
I'm still gathering information on it. I think he's going to get an MRI tomorrow, but I don't think there's any conclusive deal. So I think one of their players fell into the bottom of his leg. And so something with his knee, which is obviously can get complicated.
And like you mentioned, this is your first loss in more than a month. Last game before conference play, does that change your confidence going into that, or are you still?
No, we've got great confidence. I mean, we've got a really good team. We just picked a bad night to play poorly, right? Like, we didn't play well, and I don't want to be one of those coaches that doesn't give credit to the other team. They had something to do with that, right? Like, when you're on an 8-game win streak, you have a lot of teams that have to really game plan for you, do something differently, and kind of try to really take you out of your stuff. And they've got a good program. They went to the NCAA tournament last year. They won 27 games. They're picked to do it again this year. They played the 24th toughest schedule. We knew this was going to be a tough game. It's just, Banks was, he had almost an out-of-body experience there and he had made 18 threes on the season. And so he made 10 and a half, and so that was, and we changed our matchup, we changed our closeout, we tried a lot of different stuff, and credit to him, he was just in a zone. And we couldn't get stops to really get out in transition. We're really good when we get stops and get out in transition and get some easy buckets ourselves. We couldn't get stops. And so it put a lot of pressure on our half-court offense. But no, we've got a really good team. It's basketball. There's a lot of games. There's a lot of ups and downs. We didn't play well, but we will bounce back.
Jason Kuhn, Hickory Daily Record. Just talk about what it was like to come to Hickory first time in over 40 years. Sold out crowd. 90% of them looked like they were cheering for App State.
Yeah, no, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was an awesome environment. I thought it was an awesome production. I thought our administration did an awesome job. I just feel bad. I feel bad that we didn't, like I said, we picked a bad night to play bad. And, but I thought the environment, the setting, the app crowd was awesome. And I loved playing here in Hickory. I thought it was great to be here. Sometimes these games before Christmas can get a little tricky. During 20 years of coaching, like it's just, they've got another game. They play again on Saturday. And it's just it's just different. Your guys are packed up. They're going home from here. They're flying. It's just, but we did not obviously handle that very well. But being here in Hickory and helping promote our Hickory campus was awesome. And I thought it was great. I just feel bad we didn't do our part.
Is this something, as far as you know, that with the new campus is something that's going to be happening on a regular basis?
I think there'll be conversations. I think that there's a lot of factors that go into it. With venues, with opponents. So we're returning to UNC Asheville next year in the downtown Civic Center, which will be great to play over in Western North Carolina. So I just think there's a lot of layers to it, but I think we're always looking to play around the state, like we've done here recently, especially around the holidays. We're the only sport that goes over, well, two sports, that goes over both semesters. And so playing around the holidays, around the state is something that is, strategic, but obviously there's a lot of things that go into it.
Coach, capping off the North Carolina trip, didn't get the win tonight, but 3 games in 3 different cities, 2 of the 3 largest cities, and you see a lot of black and gold in those cities. What does that mean to you and for this program?
Yeah, I thought that it's been great and it's been really helpful. I thought that, playing in Charlotte, we had more people there. Playing in Greensboro, we had a lot of people there. And then, here tonight, I thought our crowd was awesome. And I just feel bad that we didn't do our part. We did not play well. But App Nation showed up, and I think they'll continue to show up because this is just a little bump in the road. Like we've played a really tough schedule and find ourselves 9-3, and heading into Sun Belt play. We've got one more non-conference game in the MAC in February. I think that's and that's at home. So I know that there's a lot of excitement around our team and program, and I think there's 368 Division I teams. I think there's 3 teams that are undefeated. I know there's a lot of teams that wish they had 9 wins. And so it's basketball. There's ups and downs. Tonight was not our night.
Like you said, 9 non-conference wins. The most wins since 2006-07 in App State history. Not a lot of teams have 9 wins. Now we go into conference. How do those 9 wins, how do you hope those translate into Sun Belt Conference play?
Yeah, I think that, and we've been on the road to win some of those. I certainly feel like we've been tested. We've played, some really good teams, and we played another one here tonight. I think they're picked to win their league, and they'll finish right there. But I think that the Sun Belt is very competitive. We were picked to finish second. I know that, and when you have a non-conference like we had, when you're sitting there at 9-2, like, the conversation towards your team with opponents, it just changes, right? Like when you've won 8 in a row, like all of a sudden you become a much bigger game for our opponents, and certainly we've got to embrace that. But I know Sun Belt play. I haven't really dove into it a ton, but I know that it's always really ultra competitive.
First loss since November 14th. Sun Belt Conference play coming right around the corner. I mean, what does that say about App State basketball? 8-game winning streak, longest in 15 years. Just how do we continue to maintain that momentum?
Yeah, well, I think that year one we won 18 games and ended at 8-year losing streak. Year two we went to the NCAA tournament. Year three we finished second in the regular season, which is the highest finished ever. Year four we won a beat a Power 5 for the first time in I think 9 years, and then year 5 here we are, picked second and 9-3. Heading into Christmas with another Power 5 win and some really, really quality wins. And so I just think that in venues like tonight and App State showing up just shows you that there's a lot of excitement, a lot of attention, and that's what we want. But we've got to certainly regroup here. Our guys will get some time off. We'll take 4 days off and we'll get back on the 26th. And obviously this we handled the last time we lost well, and we've got to do the same with this.
Any other questions for Coach Kerns? All right, thank you.
Thanks. Go Mountaineers, take the stairs.